Where I'm from, 4 states. They tell me 4 states was once a bustling coal town, 80 kids on one street. They tell me where I'm from has always been poor, little one-room shanties replaced by trailers. They tell me my town is dead, train tracks that once held coal cars reduced to speed bumps under a gravel road for what's left of a dwindling population. Where I'm from will get me judged, beat up, ridiculed by people at school is what they tell me. Called the wrong side of the tracks, that's how they remember it. When I tell kids at school where I'm from, they tell me they've never heard of it, while their parents see a little coal miner's kid that they once knew in the past. They tell me where I'm from is poor and dead, once hateable and now forgettable. I don't see it that way. I say I am from homemade air fresheners, from crab apple trees and the stomach aches we got as kids who never learned not to eat from them, from the dry, dusty soil under the playhouse, perfect for tossing up in the air like confetti, only to rain down on our scalps for Mom to scrub out. From a towering oak that still shows a groove in a strong, thick branch from the chain of a tire swing. I am from four-wheelers and side-by-sides, black eyes and broken bones inflicted upon us by them, yet no one ever learned from. From watch for deer while you're driving and watch for needles while you're walking. From clothing vouchers, food stamps, and custody agreements. From popsicle stick crosses and Sunday school lessons about a book I now know so well. I am also from military funerals, overdoses, and black lung. From men who've busted their backs over long days and smothering heat. From women who make a living by tending to the sick and the dying. From a hope that their children can go further than that. They tell me where I'm from is bad, but I will not believe them because I don't see it that way. This is where I'm from, I tell them, this little coal town in wild, wonderful West Virginia, and it may be small and poor and dying, but it is also joyful and humble and beautiful. This is where I am from, and I will always love it.
Where I'm from, Morgantown. I never like to tell people where I was from. The syllables of the city painted ugly inaccuracies. I knew if I told them, they would give me their opinion, unwarranted, unoriginal, and mean, bashing my home before the letters had even fully left my lips. They tell me I am from college kids, from the smoke of fabric couches burning on game days, from alcohol poisoning in dorms, students barely 18 dying on frat house floors, from the college parties mixing with COVID outbreaks. They tell me I am from education, yet I see the ignorance. The Trump flags flying high in neighbors' yards and Confederate flags worn like capes, the rifles in the left hand and Bibles in the right, weaponizing both to suit their needs. They tell me I am not from Appalachia, rather city slicker streets, hands free of coal dust and past labor in the mines. They tell me I am soft and weak. They tell me this, and I know I must say something. They see my city as an easy target, a black bear that can be intimidated away. They are wrong. I am from game day weekends, a sea of gold and blue walking down every street. I am from the call and response of strangers from Let's Go! Mountaineers! From the chants for WVU as common as breathing and over-eager celebrating. I am from art communities, from murals painted on the side of city buildings and up-and-coming authors and painters, from a creative art center and students both performing and writing. I am from memories, from the Morgantown Public Library, the ache of carrying too many books and the musty smell of dust from laundromat trips, stockpiled with vending machine snacks and coin changer quarters from neighbors, block parties stuffed with the scent of sweat, pepperoni rolls, and pop. I am from Morgantown, from gold and blue, from mountaineers. I am not ashamed. I am from a city that is going to be okay.
Where I'm from, Martinsburg. They say I'm from the town with sparkling needles littering the ground, where arguments can be heard from the house down the street. They say I'm from the town where red and blue lights are flashing down at the neighbors in the late night, the town where kids get shuttled off house to house, toting their trash bags full of clothes with them, and a DCF worker following that never answers their cries being assigned to them. They say I'm from the town where we have a sheriff at our school almost incessantly. But no, I am not only from that. I am from my home being the safe home for everyone, but especially for the kids who bounce from place to place. I am from doing everything that you possibly can to help those that are struggling solely as it is the right thing to do. I am from the family dinners with people who weren't originally family, but who now are. From those who always stand up for what they believe in. They'll say that I'm from the town where the only examples are what you have not to do. A town full of, you don't want to turn out like them now, do you? So don't do that then. I may be from a town full of those who perpetuate harmful stereotypes on other people, and full of those who have narratives being placed on them that aren't always the nicest. However, I know that I am from seeing where others are and using them as an example, seeing that something's wrong and not resting until it can be fixed, as I am from the tenacious. I am from the local specialty dog food store on the bottom of that hill, the gas station whose paint has long since faded and has that very distinct smell, from the cows on the side of the road who swim in their little pond when it's warm outside, from floating down the cool river and spending time with my family on those bright summer days. I am from that apple blossom tree in my front yard that blossoms at the dawn of spring, ever so fragrant. I am from that rock outside of my school that I had to do a project on. I am from the people who keep old clothing to give to neighbors when in need. Those who make dishes of food for neighbors. Those who love and help all as their neighbors. I am from the wild and wonderful West Bygod, Virginia.
Where I am from, Tyler County, West Virginia. Listen, yes, they've heard it all. The rolling hills of the Hicks, whispers of moonshine makers marrying coal miners' daughters. They say that they've seen it all, the never-to-be swapping children like an illegal substance under a flickering luminescence of an abandoned gas station. CPS rolling up just as Friday night football is switched to crying mothers and barking dogs. I am from the walls that held me tightly during my nightly frights, screaming to the trees movements, hush down, and patience is a virtue. Loose pop tabs accompanied by stray children that never had enough pink jeweled clothes or shimmering innocent bows. I am from cold dewy grass, forever without shoes and my mountain mama's coos. You're gonna get sick, boo, they would say, generously forgetting me with an uncle that was always off key and occasionally frightened me. I am from standing tall in stature, hoping that one day my spine would grow the limbs of an oak and reach the clouds my father's factory makes. But maturity brought the knowledge that coal ignites the smoke, and that this very smoke fabricates the black lungs and lone widows I overheard wailing in the hospital waiting room the night before. These clouds are no longer a comfort, but a warning. I am from running in the desolate street at 2 a.m. with the same stray kids we once denied. We make this our way of breathing, turning that deafening country twang music up to 76, flying through a 25, counting down to 6, 5, 4 days until your mother's released. The back and forths cry with you, the widows cry for you, an equality of grief and all shared experience. Compassion boils in the pot of potato soup they leave on your front doorstep. They offer all of their tears to grieve a man they never would have known without the whispers of behind locked door marriages before church commences. Humanity travels throughout the rolling hills and honeysuckle bushes. It leaves an imprint on us. It falls covering the scraped knees of our children. It is written down into the pages of aged get well soon Hallmark cards. So please, tell me again about the rolling hills you know. I didn't quite hear you the first time.
Harrison County, hillbilly royalties. They tell us we are spoiled, soft, materialistic stuck-ups thriving off daddy's money. And they're right. We are thankful for our fathers, their indifference, addiction, and wasted potential form progeny of maturity, empathy, and overachievement. Where I'm from, we don't let the atrocity of beachside rehabs drown us. No, we use it to push us past midnight, past hand cramps and headaches. Where I'm from, our fuel is caffeine. Hands tremble from double-shot espresso, Bang, Monster. Liquid sleep is so much more efficient. Where I'm from, mothers are listened to, respected. It's the least you can do when her life is out of her control. We'll save them, is our subconscious mantra. Free her of the financial cage. Where I'm from, you can rely on annual family vacations to Disney, that flock of Volvo XC90s pulling into Thanksgiving dinner. We are royalties, 10 cents each black diamond ton, Lululemon, Abercrombie, the pleasure of material possessions. Where I'm from, you're best friends until competition corrodes respect. I'm from goody two-shoes who don't realize we're addicts too, forever craving the sweet validation that pacifies our phobia of being the only name not inked in the honor roll article, of repeating our father's mistakes, of becoming his clone, of rendering our mother's sacrifices meaningless. So when you tell us we're handed everything, coddled and lazy, I'll show you our students of bone. Their practices on practices, advanced placement, honors, ambassadors of being well-rounded, intelligent, athletic, artistic, everything. Gasp as we pirouette over the breaking point, gawk as human becomes machine. Isn't iron more worthy than flesh?
Where I'm from, Welch. I'm from a paved 2-lane road and a traffic light that barely works. I'm from a short stone wall and an old swinging bridge. I'm from Welch. Now I've heard everything about my city. People will sit there and tell me it's just a poor little city. And I'll ask them what that's got to do with anything. Then they'll tell me the people there are just druggies, wasting their lives away. Then I'll tell them to come a little closer and say it again in my face. You see, I'm from respect for the people around me. I'm from taking pride in where you're from and your name. Now I know my city has its fair share of problems, and I'll be the first person in the room to say it. I bear no issue with people talking about it because at the end of the day, that's the truth. My issue comes in when folks sit there and talk like they're better than me just because of where they're from, like their city is just perfect. Yes, I'm from a flawed city, and so are you. Ain't no city on God's green earth with the right to call itself perfect. After all, I'm from taking it for what it is and facing reality, even when reality ain't easy to face. For me, facing reality meant a 47-minute drive to school every day since the 4th grade to get a better education in another county. And I ain't damn proud to say I go to school in my own county. The people there are my family, but it ain't where I'm from. I'm from Welch. I'm from what used to be called Mini New York. That's what folks tell me whenever they talk about the good old days of Welch, how its streets were always full, and we even had a president visit us once. Then they tell me now how its streets are full of nothing but druggies and pillheads. There it is again, that same comment people just can't keep in their mouth. People see Welch, but they don't see where I'm from. Folks either rude and unmannered, or better yet, uncultured, but that's not where I'm from. I'm from yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Hold the door open for the folks behind you and saying excuse me when you bump into someone. That's where I'm from. Folks see a bunch of lazy, unmotivated people, but that's not where I'm from. I'm from yard work in the day and bonfires at night. That's where I'm from. Folks see the selfish, only out for themselves, but that's not where I'm from. I'm from the home of the women who proudly bore the hands of hope. So by all means, go on and make your jokes and poke all the fun you want. But when you do, you look me in the eye and you say it with your chest, because I'm from Welch.
Where I'm from, Parkersburg, West Virginia. Where I'm from is wedged between two rivers, sparkling canal and muddy green Ohio, fast waters flowing beside the Blennerhassett Hotel. I'm from the anthem of wild and wonderful, home of the free, take me home country roads. I'm from every side of one small town, south side, north side, high school rivalries, rolling mountains of the hillbilly hicks. They say this is the home of absent parents. Little girls with tangled hair and mismatched socks running around barefoot, black trash bags of hand-me-down clothes where new Walmart jeans are a prized rarity. A town where mothers choose drugs over the lives they created, where the streets are littered with forbidden needles as common as fallen leaves, where children visit their parents in rehab centers, where dads forget how old we're turning on our 9th birthdays. They tell me how stupid we must be, how the kids in my town are tossed through the education system, unable to even read. Destined for DuPont factory plants, what's the matter? A little C ain't never hurt anybody. Ignore the two-headed cow, haven't you taken biology? My town has issues, problems, scandals, but I wouldn't want to grow up anywhere else. A place full of family dinners and a doctor's office where the receptionist knows our names, extra suckers always, sweet bubblegum flavor. Running around with neighborhood kids dusk to dawn, sticky popsicles dripping down our arms, the wafting gunpowder aroma of 4th of July. chickens in the backyard of the house with the blue porch steps that I consider my childhood home. I'm from dogs barking all hours of the night, headlights shining through our bedroom windows, illuminating the walls, a comforting reminder the rest of the town is still alive. Yes, I'm from West by God, Virginia, pepperoni rolls, southern accents, overall wearing coal miners, concerts in the park singing the melody everyone knows. Be sure to take me home to the country roads.